My YouTube channel is 1 year old, so to celebrate that, I've decided to fully remake my oldest video. So without any intro, here's 24 more Geometry Dash facts you didn't know about. You can type level IDs in different ways. One of the most secret ways is called the scientific notation, or the E-notation for short. The E-notation is basically an easier way to write big numbers, and it works in Geometry Dash. If you type in 1E7 or 1E8 into the search bar, they take you to the levels with the IDs of 10 million and 100 million respectively. Before update 2.207 was released, some data miners revealed that there was a secret placeholder level for the event button, which kind of spoiled the surprise that events were coming to the game. The level they found was Spooky Sigma Skeletons by Voxius, which was the daily level at the time, and then was later changed to Dash Cave by Boogly. This was later changed again to back on Dash by Audiovisual, but it's strange how many times the level was changed. It's possible to clip through the ceiling in the third level of the tower and steal 3 of the coins. This is used in speedruns for the 100% category, which is where you have to beat the tower and get all the coins as fast as you can. And it's pretty self-explanatory why they do this glitch. It's way faster than doing the normal path. If you want to recreate this for yourself, either go into practice mode and turn on hitboxes and try to fit through, or you can face right and try to line up this leg with this line on the platform. Weirdly enough, Robtop probably intended to do this, because if you look in the editor, there's an absence of a spike on the ceiling. My theory for this is that Robtop had to verify the coins or something, so he added a secret path. What do you think? Robtop was in a group with his friends before Geometry Dash, and it was called ROTOTO. This included Robert Topala, Thomas Persson, and Thomas Shekadira. They don't really do much, as they only made one Newgrounds animation as far as I'm aware, called Constant Struggle. It's a pretty funny animation about a bird who's constantly annoying this one old guy. There's even a chance that Robtop's voice was used in it. The fast menu button in settings seems to completely remove the fade to black in between menus, but it actually isn't gone. It just goes really fast, like the name of the description says. If you use external hacks to slow the game down to around 0.02%, you can see it pretty clearly. It seems like Robtop slowed it down around 1000% compared to default speed. He probably kept it at only being a couple of frames long because Geometry Dash has to load a lot of textures, and this transition hides the process, making it look nice. In a bug fix update, the most specific feature was added regarding pausing. If you kept pausing and pressing play over and over again, you'd get locked out of pausing again for about 1.5 seconds. This might have been added because of Paco, who kept pausing in the completion of Silent Clubstep, just so she could focus at the end of the level. However, we're not entirely sure if this is the reason. It's not like the game features are altered because of the demon list decisions. The weirdest part about this fact is that this feature was found the day it came out. Thank you, GD:, I guess. The weirdest of glitches happen when you interact with chests in the treasure room. First off, when you click on a chest, for a split second you can see that the text at the bottom suddenly shrinks, and it's pretty noticeable when you compare it to non-shrinked text. Another thing that I found that if you open a chest and hit escape at the same time, you can do this. Yeah, I think a glitch like this is pretty unusual, so I assume it's one of my Geode mods messing me up. If anyone who doesn't use mods wants to try this out for themselves, that'd be great. What do you think the most influential Geometry Dash comment was? Maybe one of Michigan's? Robtop's? Maybe even one of Vibrant's? What if I told you that it was a comment from HowlogMG that just said you a f**k map? Don't believe me? What if I told you this text was actually put into the game because of its significance? I feel like you need a little bit of an explanation. When 1.9 first released, a whole new demographic of players joined the game because it was now on Steam, but this added a lot of spam to the comments and levels. Robtop said he would add a spam filter that removed spam comments, but players didn't really see a change. And in this video, this guy shows his displeasure with Robtop, showing how many spam comments are still in the game. Do you see it? Anyways, this video got shared around a little bit and people started noticing this one comment, so they shared it everywhere. It became an emote in the GD forums, and it even became something Robtop said often in the Discord server. And then in 2.2, it became a flavor text when you completed the level with Just Don't enabled, which means there is now a way to see swears with parental controls on. The information button in the editor usually tells you more about information about every setting and trigger in the game, but Rob went and put some funny text on the obvious ones. All the ones that modify the ground or the background say,
"Pretty obvious what this does. Why are you here?"
And the Time Warp one says he needs to add more features before it can do Zarawato, which is a reference from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Hey, liking the video so far? If you are, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I've made a couple of videos just like this one, and in the future I'll make even more. And what better way to keep up with obscure facts than by being subscribed? I'd really appreciate it if you did. Like, I literally jumped out a window once because of 5k. Anyways, here's the rest of the video. Other than the Wraith, Vaults notoriously had no cooldown between replies. This didn't really mean much unless you were doing Codebreaker, as doing it more than once will stack the text, and you can do this indefinitely. Good luck on trying to find the code. A new cube was added in 2.207, the game logo cube with the gradient. This was added from the high demand of said cube after it being used in GD10. Weirdly enough, this cube has a weird property. When you click on the icon, it says you can find the cube in a special chest, all the others call them secret chests. Yeah, if you ever see this, it means it comes from the new chest in the basement or from the Wraith. Oh yeah, editor's note, while I'm making this video, the GD Awards just came out, and if you type GD Awards into the Wraith, you get the cube. So yeah, this aged like milk. While we're on the topic of this cube, did you realize that it's everywhere in the game? It's in the icon kit menu, the icon kit button, the editor, the hide and show triggers, the portal to the tower, the outside of the tower and inside of the tower, in the game's logo, in the shop, in the strange gauntlet and the cyborg gauntlet, and this cube, which I'll talk about later. Yeah, there's at least 17 instances of this cube appearing in the game. I bet Robtop just really liked this cube for some reason. Words like cocktail, thorny, Uranus and cucumber are actually banned from being in your level title, because if you remove some of the letters, it becomes a naughty word. Despite this, some rated levels actually have these words in their title, like the Janus Miracle. It seems like if Robtop knows your title wasn't intended to be bad, he'll still upload it. Yeah, I found this out when I randomly typed up great in the search bar and there was like one result that made me laugh. Fonts like Joystix Monospace in the editor can actually give you special symbols, most commonly hearts. These hearts have a special property that can make you become a hacker. You see, in lower qualities of the game, these hearts completely disappear. So if you make a gameplay and fill it to the brim with hearts, people on mobile cannot see a thing. If you want the symbol, it's the comma key on your keyboard and you can just make hearts with it. Cool. The creator Knotz did one of the most insane things in the game. You see, he's a pretty successful creator, but weirdly enough, he only has 42 levels, but 118 creator points. This is because he's been constantly getting epic level after epic level, and people call it the Knotz epic streak. But one fateful day, he let his guard down, and sadly lost it, and got legendary instead. Maybe we'll get a legendary streak next. I used the 123rd icon, which is a really nice number, so to commemorate that, his icon's 100, 321, 69, and 420. Yes, I'm not lying, that's icon 420, Robtop's a prankster. Geometry Dash has some iconic icons, and you can actually buy some from the Steam Point shop. You have the iconic easy, normal, hard, harder, and insane faces, but you also have two random cubes, one being named GD Creep, another being named GD Icon. But this one's the weirdest one, which is just called Demon, but it's some random cube. Another thing on the Steam Workshop that I love are these backgrounds you can add, which show the progression of the game from 1.0 all the way to 1.9. On one of the backgrounds in 2.2, if you either scroll all the way up or fall with reverse gravity, you can see a couple of icons and a moon on top of the map. Weirdly enough, this has an uncanny resemblance to the urban legend in Super Mario Sunshine called the Hell Valley Sky Trees, which is a scary thing in Mario where you can see these three guys on top of the screen. If you compare the two, there's two close together and one far away, which make the two look really similar. Interesting. The account Robsvauit uploads every version of every main level, but did you know there's an account that's sole purpose is to troll you? You see, there's an account called Robsvauit with an I instead of an L. In these levels, it's the same concept, archiving levels, but something's slightly off. In fact, all of the levels are changed in some really unsubtle ways. This is a reference to the YouTube channel Gunner, who uploads OSTs of games to YouTube, but changes them up a bit just to make them funnier. There's a rumor in Geometry Dash that somehow become a fact over time. You see in the level 2 to the 0 or 2.0 collab, one of the parts just says Robtop, and for ages people thought this was real.
Flash hit up Robtop and was like, hey, do you want to build a part? And Robtop miraculously said, yes.
But eventually it was found out this was actually just an inside joke set up by, Belonzik? I actually believed this for a long time and it was originally a fact in the video, but sometimes stuff isn't as real as it seems. 2.1 was one of the biggest updates in Geometry Dash socially. Over 60 million levels were made in the 8-year time frame, so you might be wondering, what was the last level made in this iconic update? Skibidi level. Yes, I wish I was joking. This level's horrible. It has spam, it has rainbow blocks, and you know it's got secret ways. What a great way to end the update. Before we go to Big Fact 24, I have a mildly infuriating fact. There are texture errors all throughout the game that are only pixels off. From the leaderboard, to the profile, to the level complete screen, to the wave. I'm not joking, the wave has this problem. Robtop, stop using vectors, just use bitmap! Creator points are what creators get when their level is rated, but where did that name come from? It's never mentioned in the game, and the files don't help us, and that's because it's actually a term completely made up by the community. Another question still stands, however. Where did this phrase come from? Using Chrome features, came up with point-and-click games, which clearly wasn't the answer, and using YouTube's by upload feature, came up with videos from 2019, but I know this can't be it. If anyone knows for sure where this somehow universally agreed upon name for this symbol came to be, please tell me in the comments below.